And so this one looks pretty involved. We'll test our factoring skills. So a little factoring review here. So let's get at it. On the top, we can see that two numbers that multiply to -3 and add to -2. So -3 and x plus 1 would do the job there. And then on the bottom, we have a messy trinomial. So let's go the procedural way with that. We'll start off with a 3x squared out there, the minus 10 there. And we want to split that -1 into two terms. One is, of course, going to add to -1, but the other is it's going to multiply to 3 times -10 is 30. So if we came up with 6x and plus 5x, add to -1 and multiply to -30. Yep, it looks like we're good there. The second part here. So on the bottom, let's do that first. That looks easy. On the bottom, we have, let's see, they multiply to -6 and add to -1. So x minus 3 and x plus 2 would do the trick. On the top, we do have one of those messy trinomials, so let's break that up. And we are looking at what are two numbers that add to plus 3 and multiply to 2 times 14 or minus 28. So 4 and 7 jump to mind. So let's put those together. And sure enough, they add to plus 3 and they multiply to -28. So let's take another step here. This part stays the same. This part here, we'll pull a 3x out of that. And we're left with x minus 2. And then from the second two terms, we'll pull out a 5. And we're left with x minus 2. All right. And I may have squished us in a little bit here, so we'll do our best. On the bottom, it stays the exact same, so let's just write that. Okay, and on the top, out of the first two terms, we can pull out a 2x, and we're left with x minus 2. And on the second two terms, pulling out a 7 will do the trick, and x minus 2. Okay, so we have quite a bit going on here. Excuse me. And let's go, I guess we'll finish off the factoring. We have one more step really with the messy trinomials to finish off. So let's do that. X minus 3, whoops. X minus 3 and x plus 1 here. And on the bottom, we'll pull the x minus 2 out to the front. And we're left with 3x plus 5. And the second part, we can pull the x minus 2 out to the front, and we'd be left with 2x plus 7. And on the bottom, same as we had before, so x minus 3, x plus 2. And at this point, we are in a position that we can do some canceling. Certainly the x minus 3's can cancel out, x minus 2's can cancel out, and I guess that's it. Now, one thing we should make a note of before we just kind of carry on to the next step is that any of them that cancel on the bottom, they are part of our non-permissibles. In other words, x minus 2 can't equal 0. So in other words, x cannot equal 2. And we're just making a note of this so we don't forget about them when we get to non-permissibles. X minus 3 cannot equal 0, or x cannot equal 3. So we have two of our non-permissibles noted already. So for our final answer on the simplification, x plus 1 in brackets 2x plus 7. On the bottom we have 3x plus 5 and x plus 2. And there's our simplified version. We have a couple more things to look at as far as non-permissibles. We can't have an x on the bottom, so 3x plus 5 can't equal 0. And so we can subtract 5, and 3x cannot equal negative 5, or x cannot equal negative 5/3. There's another non-permissible. And then we have one more here. And so x plus 2 cannot equal 0. And that we can just jump to x cannot equal negative 2. So we end up with 4 non-permissibles in this